quick promo for my timeline that's almost done. I really need to fact check a few more things to make sure everything's on point. So what you're seeing is different colored stories based on the categories here. It's broken down by Britney's career, coverage in the media, TriStar, the family business, big business, etc. You'll be able to view it in different ways. So depending on your interests, if you want to see a little preview of the story first, because some of these things are common knowledge, this is not really about Britney's career per se. It's kind of the context surrounding her career. I only put in the highlights to benchmark the common knowledge of people within the movement and hopefully extend to the broader public how imperative Britney's case is in relationship to systematic abuse and the serious danger of hyperconcentration of media, the entertainment industry, and how you have Caesars and MGM control over 50% of casinos on the Las Vegas Strip. You have Live Nation and Ticketmaster that merge and control a huge swath of the music industry. And despite them being the biggest presence, they still have Astroworld happen, which is problematic because at the end of the day, do we want the music industry to be about art or about making a few people tons of money? You can also see it broken up by colored bands, and then it'll be listed here. The view can be very overwhelming depending on how zoomed in or zoomed out you are. This is over 450 stories. It can be quite overwhelming to even see what's what. I recommend breaking it down by your particular interest. So let's go and distill these a little. So we'll do Britney's career and the family business, and let's change the story type to this. It's very clear that people benefited from relationships pre and post conservatorship. It's very clear that, you have Kevin Federline get a texting deal after Britney texts him for a divorce. He gets a deal with Virgin mobile texting deals, right? But then, somewhere in here during the circus tour, Virgin is one of the primary sponsors of the circus tour with candies. And then you have Jamie. He works for Adrian Malouf, definitely documented December 2006, but then he's also works on the Malouf skateboarding championship thing in 2008 and 2009. You have Perez Hilton, who gets astronomical views on one day overnight. His blog reaches unprecedented numbers, but it's the day that Britney and Kevin, their divorce is finalized. But then you get him an A&R deal in the works in February 2008, and by the next year, he has an A&R deal, and he discovers an artist who does a cover of Womanizer, and then that same artist gets to be on the circus tour in Europe. Okay, so there's a certain level of collusion, I'm assuming, and that's my opinion, on both ends, pre-post conservatorship for a lot of people. Okay, that's just a little rundown. It's fully searchable, it's very detailed, everything's going to be hyperlinked to external resources, everything's sourced, everything's documented. So you got Britney signing with WME, which is William Morris Endeavor, her agency. And so, yeah, that's it. I think I'll do a topic specific one in the near future, try to show people the functionality of this timeline, which has to be viewed through TikTok's desktop app. So who do we want to search for? Let's look at Ellie Sims, right? So we know she was bopping around with Britney a lot here. And she's kind of talks about it a little later in 2009, like she was just banned, right? Well, right before the conservatorship starts, she was supposed to have a reality show through the Maloufs. Okay, this just went to this, but this is just showing that in July 2008, Britney Spears was working for the Malouf Money Cup. The Maloufs are a huge part of the story, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. Then you have her being besties with Adrian Malouf, who actually introduces her to her husband, who is the heir to IMG. IMG later merges with WME, which is William Morris Endeavor. See, it's very much too complicated to do a connection map, and that is why I chose this format. And I hope it's informative and interesting for people, because it very much is a choose your own adventure. And timing is everything with how people set themselves up to benefit the most from essentially Britney's imprisonment. Okay, that's just the beginning. So hopefully I'll have this released in the next week, and I hope you guys find it informative.